Hi, this is Mike, Family DIY TV, and today I'm with my Husqvarna Rancher 450. And I'm going to tell you why. I think this is a perfect saw for a homeowner. Basically, I had an 18-inch Craftsman chainsaw that I had for about 3 years, and I'm not going to really get into it too much, but it stopped working. It broke, has an issue. So I was looking for an upgrade. I had to cut down about a 45-foot tree out front, and I needed a new saw. So I went on my journey, and I ended up with, obviously, this 450. I also looked at the 455. I also looked at the steel a lot. Went back and forth. It took me about a month to find a saw. I ended up on this. Now, this is a 20-inch blade. This also comes in a 18-inch blade. I opted for the 20-inch blade because I had an 18-inch, and I just felt like some of the things I was cutting down, the 18-inch just wasn't big enough. Now, you have to think, when you're buying a chainsaw, you're not buying it. You're buying it for yourself, of course, but you may have to go to someone's house, there may be a storm, something may fall. So I think a 20-inch blade is probably pretty smart for any homeowner. The way I'm gonna do it is I have the 20-inch blade. I also have this other little tiny one for maybe cutting like limbs, or if I'm up in a tree somewhere. But I'm probably gonna upgrade that one to a little bit, maybe like a 12-inch battery-powered DeWalt. Okay, but this will be my big chainsaw, my main chainsaw. Okay, so some of the main features about this that I really liked was, first of all, the cc's. This is a 50 cc. Okay, my last saw was 42. I felt like that was a little underpowered. So there we go. That was a little underpowered. So 50 cc's I feel like is great. 20-inch bar, like I said. Some of the just neat features that this thing has. It has these flip up top gas fillers, knobs, and oil. Okay, so that's pretty neat. 455 Rancher does not have that. That's more of a pro saw. Okay, now Husqvarna actually recommended to me very highly from an arborist that I've worked with that's actually cut down some trees on my property that I had no right messing with. They were super far leaners, or they were really close to the house, and they were just giant. So I reached out to him, and he actually recommended the 455, but said if you don't want to spring for the 455, go for the 450. 455 is like $100 more than this. This was about 400 bucks. Okay, it's got your prime bubble here. It's got these weird clips that I really, in the beginning, wasn't real excited about. That's what holds on the actual cover. So most saws, like my other saw, you had screws. This one you don't, so you take off the cover like that. So pretty neat. Oh yeah, the clips, I mean, they worried me a little bit, but the nice thing about Husqvarna, I'm really gonna mess up this name, butchered the entire time, I apologize, but is that you can get replacement parts, okay? So I did see that you can buy these as a replacement, so that kind of put my mind at ease. Air filter, spark plug, everything pretty straightforward. So now this is something that drove me nuts, and also steel has the same design. This is called a wrench, I believe. This is a chainsaw tool, right? So you use this to loosen this bolt so you can tighten this up. So actually, to tighten up this chain is pretty simple. You just undo this bolt, and there is a screw in here that you just turn in, and it tightens up the chain. And tighten it back up. Now, the one thing that drove me nuts about this saw is there's nowhere to store this thing. Maybe I'm missing it, but there's nowhere to store it in the handle. I know I'm going to lose this thing. And steel has the same thing. I don't know if it's like a pro saw kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just not cool to have this tool stored. But I think it's really cool to not lose this tool. So I wish they would have this integrated somewhere in the saw. Now, I have seen some guys, they drill a hole in this, and they tie a string and they have it hanging, or they keep it in their kit. But I guarantee I'm going to lose this thing. So where is my chainsaw wrench? I might as well just buy another saw. It didn't come with a chain protector, so I just use the one that came in the packaging for now until I go and buy. I'll probably go in and end up buying like one of the steel covers, because they're like $5, and I think the Husqvarnas are like 10 or 15 for a piece of plastic, really. They also did come in a case. The case is like $50, I think, which is kind of crazy. So I just used my old Craftsman case. All right. Now, this is all great. All these features are cool. But how does it cut? That's really what matters, okay? So like I was saying, I cut down, me and my buddies cut down, and family, cut down a 45-foot tree, we cut down a 35-foot tree, and then I had another, I cut down another like 40-foot tree in the back, pretty big. Processed all of it, got it all piled up back there in nice piles with this saw. Saw still cuts like butter. I was just out there yesterday using it, and I am just blown away. The power is plenty power. I usually find, what I'm finding is that it's really more of the user. You can bog any saw down, honestly. You really gotta let the saw do the cutting, okay? So this thing at 50 cc's got plenty of power, I think, for anyone, any normal homeowner. Now, I'm not a professional arborist or anything like that. I'm just doing my own thing here, cutting firewood, cutting trees down that need to be cut down. But I think this would be more than enough for any homeowner. Husqvarna, Echo, Steel. For some reason, Echo wasn't even in my wheelhouse at all. I was between Husqvarna and I was between Steel. I went and looked at Steels at Ace Hardware and at the dealerships. I also went to Husqvarna. I looked at these at a lot of different places. The reason why I went with Husqvarna was one, I talked to an arborist that I knew that has done work on my property, and he uses that, and he also recommended it. He also told me that he thinks Steel are great, and my assumption at this point is that they are. They seem to be great saws. Well, actually, I know they're great saws. You're just paying a lot for the name. This saw in like the comparable Steel one is like probably $100 more. Doesn't make any sense. Also, furthermore, is the warranty on these is like night and times different, is better on the Husqvarna. So this one came with a 5-year warranty if you buy the fuel at the same time. So buy the fuel at the same time that you need anyway for the saw, and you extend your warranty to 5 years. I believe the Steel, you kind of have the same thing, but it comes with like a 1-year warranty, and you get 1 additional warranty, year of the warranty, for a total of 2 if you buy the fuel with it. It doesn't make any sense. 5 years? And the reason why I'm big on the warranty is my other saw just crapped out after 3 years. So the warranty really made a lot of sense. Also, it's cheaper. And I know it's a great product. It's not like it's a bogus brand. This is actually a really great brand. So you're getting a really good product with a really good warranty at a pretty reasonable price. This costs about $400. This is my first really nice saw. My other saw cost me about 120 bucks, lasted 3 years. So go figure. So I'm hoping this is like a lifetime saw and I'll have this forever. Okay. Now I'll make a video on how this thing starts. The starting procedure is very simple. You basically, you put it up here, you hit the bubble, pull it a few times, maybe 1 or 2 times, it'll attempt to start. You then push it down to running position and you pull it again and it starts. Once it's warm, you don't do any of that, you just pull it in and it starts. So it starts up every single time, no issue there. Very minor. This is something I noticed also with this saw that my Craftsman had an issue with, is leaking bar oil. For some reason, every time I would fill the bar oil up, I put the Craftsman away, and then when I pulled it back out, it had bar oil all over the case. This one doesn't leak bar oil. I don't know. One thing I've noticed as well is that this seems to go through a lot more gas than my Craftsman. Basically means it's less, I think it's less efficient than my Craftsman, but it has more power. So that's something I was a little surprised of. Like all of a sudden it was out of gas way earlier than I thought. But you know, it's just something I noticed. I don't really care. It's not like I'm using this thing every single day. I'm using it here and there. So that's okay. It comes with this X-Force chain. It's just some chain that Husqvarna came up with. I mean, I think it cuts great. No issue with the chain. I feel like it's a great product. Okay, so along with the chainsaw, I actually got myself a helmet. Picked this up off Amazon. I'll put a link to this down below. But this is actually really nice. It's a really nice thing to have when you are using a chainsaw. You don't have to wear the glasses that fog up. Put this on. I don't know. sort of a game changer for me. I never had one like this before. I would recommend picking one up. All right, like I said, I'll put a link down below. Okay, so that's my review of the Rancher 450. This is a great saw, cuts like butter. I love it. I think this is a really good addition to my tool arsenal. So if you like this video, if you found this informative, please give me a like, please give me a subscription. And I'm Mike from Family DIY TV, and I'm out.